All right, hi everybody. This is Megan Barros. I'm the marketing manager here at HeadRush. Just want to go over a few housekeeping items before we get started. If you are having trouble hearing anything through your computer, you can call in using the phone number on your screen. It should also be on your control panel for your webinar. I believe that's it for housekeeping, so I'm going to turn things over to Senior Sales Manager Micah Salazar.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is another representation of the seminar that I did at the ACCT show last month. In all along this, please, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in on the question bar on the right side, and I'll be fielded those throughout. So, yeah, your questions will make this even more interesting. Also, following this presentation, feel free to fill out the survey so that we can make sure that these are the best use of all of our time in the future. Look forward to sharing this with you. So we're going to be talking about a few things today, mainly having to do with the zip line and adventure industry. We're going to talk about engineering for risk mitigation, engineering for optimal rider experience, increased safety and profitability. One thing that's really exciting is the future of zip lines in the adventure industry. We're going to talk about just a couple observations that I've had. One is that the future of this industry is technology. A lot of the designs and elements that we already know and love in our industry has been proven. It's been around a long time. What HeadRush wants to do is put ourselves out there as bringing a new technology to this industry. We've noticed competition increase among parks, and we know that you have to add new and exciting elements to keep people not only coming to your park as opposed to your competitor, but also to get them to return to your park. We're looking specifically at high throughput operations, encouraging the repeat business, and offering new elements that that just haven't existed or haven't been an option before. Just want to show you a couple of examples of how ziplining and adventure tourism are becoming mainstream. We've all probably seen this. The South Park episode of how ziplining, we know that ziplining wasn't on TV, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or when you got into this industry. We're seeing celebrities. This is Kanye West and Kim Kardashian ziplining, and them tweeting about it. So, we know this is getting in pop culture and the mainstream, and we want to help you be on the forefront of that. What this graph shows here is a really anecdotal sampling that I just did personally from a website in the U.S. called ziplinerider.com. This website is just a listing of zip lines around the country. It's not at all exhaustive, but this is just a listing that they have. As you can see, in Florida, in 2010, there was one zip line listed. When we get just 5 years later, in 2015, there were 16 zip lines in Florida. So whereas in 2010, if you were in Florida, you didn't have any competition, and if anybody wanted a zip line, they had to go to your location. Today, people have choices, and people are planning their vacations around this. They're making zip lines a part of what they want to do on their vacation. So keep in mind that we really want to help you differentiate yourself. As this slide will be available later, feel free to come back and look at this. This is just a small sampling of different states. Another important thing we want to talk about is engineering for risk mitigation. I don't want to read the slides word for word, but you can see here, your ROI, your return on investment, is drastically diminished if you have an accident. Nobody wants accidents. Nobody wants to see hurt clients. It's not good for them, and obviously it's not good for business. And so a little bit of investment on the front end to prevent these things just goes a really, really long way. And we see that everywhere in the industry. We want everybody to take an honest look about the safety, the standards you're meeting, and what are the risks, and are you doing everything you can to mitigate those. In this photograph here, you can see that we've added you can see in the photograph that there is a emergency arrest device. Here, this type of emergency arrest device is a spring coil system. What this does is protect against anything that could possibly be a failure in the primary brake system, including the external reduction. What we can't always account for are third-party products, how they're installed, and the zip stop and all impact brakes, according to the Association for Challenge Course Technology, do require an emergency arrest device. Also required by zip stop, and all of this is in the manual, that you must include some form of rider orientation constraint. It's very important that riders in impact braking arrive facing forward. Body parts must remain out of reach of the impact area, and requiring a staff member or participant to actively engage the braking system is very risky. What that means is that if you leave it up to your client to brake themselves, then you're leaving the liability of your part up to your client. So we want to help you mitigate that risk. We think guides are very important. We think you should have them on your staff. But as they're there to help the clients, they're great for adding to the customer experience and adding to the safety of your part. Some risks that we see for operational considerations is failure to perform inter-rider inspections and failure to perform periodic inspections of your equipment. What this means is inspecting your redirection line, inspecting your trolleys, inspecting the webbing on your head brush product, or whatever it is. Every product has a useful life, and everything will wear. It's a good idea, and also required by the zip stop manual, and actually all the head brush products, that they be inspected daily. And then there's obviously for head brush products an annual inspection required. Engineering for operational optimal rider experience. This is very important to get those repeat riders, repeat participants, and get people to choose your park as opposed to your competitors. Braking force comes into play. It can be augmented by variables other than the zipline brake. The reason that this has to do with rider experience is because we want to reduce rider recovery and increase your throughput. What happens here with the braking forces of friction loss, cable deflection, or negative line angle is that you can have riders that'll go backwards and they'll need recovery because they'll go backwards down the line. The more recoveries you have, the more the rider experience for everybody else that's waiting on that platform on the other side to come down is diminished. To clarify, negative line angle means a line angle of your zip line that is going uphill arrival. If you have a line angle that is even or is going downhill, then all of your riders will make it. If it's a downhill arrival, they can even make it to a relatively small platform. So having a platform that matches the arrival speed and gets everybody on and off the line can greatly not only increase the customer experience, but also increase your revenue by getting the number of customers up. We found time and time again it's really worth getting a really good installation and investing that on the front end and getting the throughput. We're just really pushing that. Always consult your engineer or builder of your zip line for proper installation procedures and tips. This not only has to do with safety and good engineering practices, but also with operations. Some common installation errors we see are not enough line angle, too short of a platform. More information about this. This is a pretty exhaustive subject, but more of it can be found in our new white paper, The 9 Mistakes You're Making with Your Zip Line. The link is there on the bottom, so please take a look at our white paper. So we're really hard on this. We also have a video available that goes over some of these zip line optimizations, which you can see at the link provided there. Increasing safety and profitability. A great picture of rider on our brand new flight line. The keys to success are high throughput, encouraging repeat referral customers, and then operating innovative, versatile elements, really to compete with your competition. Using compatible accessories, adding activities that you may not offer or may not have classically been offered or traditionally been offered in zip lines and ropes courses. There's some new things out there. Headrush offers some. And another thing that's going to be a key to success is leveraging your existing structure. I'm sure many of you have existing zip line structures, ropes park structures that you can be using other sides of it. Really cool things you can do. We're going to go over those. Headrush is always making new accessories. One that I want to tell you about is the Headrush impact trolley. We've been releasing more and more info about that. I'm sure the biggest piece of information you'd like to know is when it's going to come out. They've confirmed for me today that they will be shipping next week. These have been designed for speeds up to 70 miles an hour. It's a little over 100 kilometers per hour. They're designed specifically for high impact braking and to decrease wear. What we found is not a lot of other trolleys were designed specifically for impact braking, to impact a brake trolley time and time again. So we've designed one that will stand up and work reliably and offer minimal friction loss. Together with that, the next step is to launch a trolley with a catch mechanism. This is going to prevent rollback for those negative angle zip lines, and that'll be coming out about a month later. We've also designed a new redirection pulley. This is a really cool pulley. This came from the stunt industry. This technology wasn't widespread in availability, so we decided to manufacture one. What you can see that's unique about it is it's a precision pulley made for high speed, and the sheave is recessed into the side plate, greatly preventing the risk of the redirection line getting jammed between the sheave and side plate. Paired with that nicely is the Gorilla rope. It's a 6-millimeter rope, low elongation, very high resistance to fraying. It's very strong, and it doesn't hold water, which is also important. There are other things on the market that have these features. What's unique about Gorilla Rope is it has all these features, and it also allows you to terminate the ends with knots. If you are using another type of redirection line, please ensure that you're following the manufacturer's instructions on how to terminate the ends. Headrush offers a variety of products to increase your ROI and, of course, the fun and experience of your riders. We're going to go over some of those now, and including leveraging existing infrastructure. So what makes a zip line fun? Speed. What we're seeing the next step in next evolution of zip lines is really fast and really high zip lines. What we run into is, I guess the question is, how do we brake and how do we stop riders who are going that fast? Well, Headrush would like to let you know that we have some solutions for that. Although they're outside of the standard manuals that come with the zip stop, you can involve our engineering to get approval for using a dual-stage zip stop for arrival speeds of 62 miles an hour with a 300-pound rider. What it comes down to is braking just a massive amount of kinetic energy. That rider's going even faster at the fast part of the line, but that's how fast 62 miles an hour is how fast that heavy rider can be going when they interface with the brake trolley. So it's pretty phenomenal. It works out great, has great reset, very high throughput, and it's really changing the game as to what types of zip lines can be built out there. There's a video available. Also, you'll be getting the link, but you can see how there's a two-stage brake. The first brake trolley has a double-sided bumper, which hits the second brake trolley. For more information, please feel free to let me know. There's non-zipline products that'll enhance your operations, increase your ROI. One being the quick jump, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. This has been out for about a year now. We've had great success. It's a free fall device. Basically, you can have the riders clip in. They can do a true free fall, and then the magnetic brake that we're known for will let them descend at a controlled rate. Quick jumps are great for a standalone leap of faith, trust fall, or as a great egress to get people off of existing platforms and towers. This can be paired with the True Blue, and that really lets everybody jump. Even if you're afraid of the free fall, it can let people work their way up in the amount of thrill they want to experience. Next level, of course, I'm sure most of you have heard about the flight line, which will be available this summer. The next level of extreme. We can mount it quite a bit higher, and you're looking at close to 40 feet of free fall before the brake kicks in and lets you jump. On it myself, it is quite an experience. You can see in the picture below. I won't go through all of it, but what's really great about these free fall products is just how the body responds, the flight or flight response, and these things when you're jumping off the deck, you're choosing to fight, and it's a really cool feeling. My favorite part is everybody cheering each other on at the top of the tower. You can do it, you can do it. Participant musters up the courage to do it. They get to the bottom, and then they feel great about themselves. They've overcome a fear. Everybody's high-fiving them, hooting and hollering, screaming, and everybody's having a great time. It attracts a lot of attention, and it's just a cool experience just to watch everybody having a fun time with our free fall product. I really think that that's the sales proposition there. Another unique product that we've come out with is the arboreal tree climbing system. It's essentially adding a rock climbing style handholds to a tree, pole, wood pole construction. It can be used as a standalone attraction, or a great place we see this thing put in is, leverage your existing infrastructure of trees or wood pole construction to have your customers do something, keep them occupied while they're waiting for the next zipline tour to start or the next opening in the adventure park. You can charge separately for it, or it can just be there to add value. If you already have a tower, you can introduce the free fall elements, steep angle zip line, where you're going down a zip line using one of our devices for a break at angles as steep as 30 to 45 degrees. In the picture, you can see auto belays being used at the descent while they're on trolleys rolling forward. That picture is taken at the Boy Scout Jamboree. It's been quite successful. People really love the forward descent. Rock climbing elements, and you can even add rock climbing walls. For more information on how to leverage your existing towers, check out our new white paper. This also came out last month, titled "You Have the Platform Already, Now Use It to Increase Thrills and Drive More Revenue." Again, the link is there. If you don't have an existing tower, you've probably heard that Headrush is launching the Adventure Tower. So this is coming soon. It's going to include all of our elements, including the True Blue, the Quick Jump, optional flight line. There's a rock climbing wall, steep angle descent. All of that has been engineered, ready to go. A couple of pictures of it. So something that's very important for us, and what we engineer for really, is high throughput. You can see the quick jump here, just the investment proposition. On this little infographic, you can see that if you charge $10 per jump and you had 10 jumps a day, it would take you 30 days to pay off a quick jump. In my opinion, that's a really great investment outlook to have a new element pay for itself in as little as 30 days. With even 10 jumps a day. Obviously, you can see more extreme situations on the right. we've gone through the presentations, and stand by while they fill me in with your questions.
All right, so Micah, one of our questions, there's quite a few people internationally watching today. A few people are wondering how to avoid U.S. shipping costs, and I'm pretty sure we have an answer for them. I'll let you take that over.
Yeah, so you can buy our products, from HeadRush, although we do encourage you to buy them through our distributors. We have a wide array of international distributors. Going out with the presentation today, you'll also get a link to our international distributors, so please find one near you, and they're great for helping you. If you buy through our distributors, then you're not going to be paying the U.S. shipping. They buy in bulk, and we can really leverage that through our distribution channel.
Okay, and then we have another question. This comes from a viewer who has a zipline course, and they want to know, what do you think the easiest and probably most cost-effective way to implement new features would be? Like, what's going to get them some return on investment quickly?
Well, if they have a zipline course, a really easy one to do is arboreal and also the quick jump. In the white paper, there's also described a whole bunch of other ways that include non-HeadRush products. So this isn't all just a sales pitch for HeadRush, but there's a lot of really good information in there.
Okay, and then this question just came in kind of hot on the heels of that one. So question about our new trolley specifically. The question is just how's the wear on the trolley? How long can you expect one to last, and how long is that compared to other things that are being used in the market right now?
Well, the truth is it remains to be seen. Although it's made out of the highest quality materials, it's going to have stainless steel sheaths that are user replaceable, and by just the design of the trolley, it's the trolley link with the new advertisement video will be available in the links as well. But you'll see that it doesn't wear down your zip line cable. So not only will your trolley last longer, it will actually make your zip line cable last longer, which is obviously a very expensive element.
Okay, and then I think the final question we'll take today, we do have someone who has questions kind of about the quick jump and user's experience. We want to keep throughput high, but nervous people might not be willing to jump in free fall. Do we have options? What would you recommend to get people down easier for the nervous participant?
Yeah, good question. So people who are nervous, it seems that we've been successful with getting them to progressively take jumps. So starting off with the True Blue is a great way to get people to just do a descent and step off a platform at all. And then they can work their way up to the quick jump. Then they can work their way up to a quick jump with a big ripcord. And even at the high end, and after that, you see them working their way up to the flight line. Think of it as like ski runs. There's a green, there's a blue, there's a black, and everybody likes to start off and learn on the green for the most part. But having that option for them can be a good, viable solution.
And actually, I would like to add, I know I just said that was our last one, but we've got some time, and we actually have another good question. But someone wanted a little clarification on the dual zipline braking. So I want to know, are we using two devices in that scenario? Kind of what does that look like?
Yes. So the dual zipline brake uses two devices, and in the picture that you saw, it was a standard zip stop with a 3-to-1 braking setup, and that interfaced later with a zip stop IR. So there are two devices for that line. I'll be glad to answer anybody's technical questions about that as well. And just so everybody knows too, is we do offer engineering review. We'll be glad to look at your drawings. We can give you a little advice, steer you one way or the other, and if need be, we can pull in one of our 6 full-time engineers to take a look. We're not quite builders or going to stamp your projects per se, but we'll be glad to give you throughput. Your success is our success. We want to make sure everybody's happy with their product.
Great. I think that's all the questions we've got time for today. So if anybody wants to submit more questions, you can see Micah's contact information on your screen. Shoot him an email. He's always happy to help everybody, as he's already mentioned several times. Hope everyone enjoyed the presentation. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having you at another webinar soon.
Great, thank you.